What do you mean?
The nutrition was the hardest part for me in college. If I fueled myself how I do now in college, world of difference, I think.
How do you fuel yourself now?
For starters, I eat 3 meals a day. That wasn't happening in college.
Okay. So you don't do fasting?
No.
Okay.
I don't. My body cannot operate on that. But no, so I eat 3 meals a day. I'm more conscious about like my protein intake, and it's just like less processed foods. But so when we were on the road, like we would have snacks. We would have like gummies. We would have like crackers. We'd have like juice and stuff, which was fine, but it's not the best. After games, we would have pizza.
Right.
And like that's fine, but like when you're having that like 3 days a week,
single day,
and you're not eating lunch, or like you would forget to eat, then you would find yourself in trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
And then how did you learn about that?
I learned about that actually because of my peanut allergy.
I didn't know you had a peanut allergy.
Yeah.
You should get rid of the peanut butter pretzels over there.
So I was not feeling well for the longest. No one knew what it was. They were like, lactose intolerant. I said, all right. So I didn't eat dairy for a little bit. And then I wasn't feeling any better. And so I had all these tests done, blah, blah. I wasn't feeling better. Ron was like, you should see a nutritionist. And I was like, okay. So he set me up with someone, and they put me on an elimination diet. So basically, I wasn't eating gluten, corn, soy, sugar. Like it was like chicken, fruit and vegetables, and some grains. Like it was very strict, and I wasn't feeling better at all. Like I actually think I got worse on that.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things you could eat was tree nuts. So I was eating an almond one day, my tongue started to tingle, which was normal for me though. That had happened my entire life. But I finally asked my parents if that happened to them, and they were like, "Are you stupid? No." So I went to the allergist the next day, and they were like, "You're allergic to peanuts and tree nuts." So I took those out of my diet, and I feel so much better, like all the time.
How old were you when this happened?
22. Yeah.
You didn't know you had a peanut allergy until you were 22?
Mm-mm. And
Must not be that dangerous.
No, it's like
I almost killed a kid. I almost killed a kid with peanut allergy. It wasn't my fault. No, it was at the old place at SPP, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was summer, and during the day there was a camp, and some kid had a peanut butter sandwich sitting on the table, and we didn't clean it properly or whatever. They didn't clean it properly. Gwen Jaros, who plays at Niagara Wheatfield, who's going to Cleveland State, goes and sits on the table and goes like this. Halfway through the session, she can't breathe.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever had to call an ambulance for
crazy.
A kid. It was terrifying.
Yeah, no.
And we didn't have like an EpiPen or
right.
And she didn't. On that particular day, she forgot her EpiPen.
Of course.
And it's
scary.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, no. I do have an EpiPen, but I won't. At least not yet.
Almost my entire family is gluten free because my sisters and they each have a son that is celiacs. So they can't have gluten at all.
Yeah, and
or else they can get cross-contamination's huge.
Yeah.
Right? So, and then, I don't know. I don't know if going gluten-free really helps with weight and stuff like that though.
No, I think really it just depends on what your body needs though. It's like your body needs carbs. And gluten products have carbs. So if you don't have an intolerance, then there's really no reason to cut it out. You're just restricting yourself.
We had a player who, when she was younger, she had an eating disorder. She wouldn't eat, and it was sad. And the reason why she got that way is because she was actually reading a bunch of sport biographies, and then they were reading what they eat. And so she's like, well, I need to eat what they're. I'm like, dude, you're 10.
Yeah. You can have the goldfish.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Exactly. And so now she's having a lot of injuries right now.
Right, because she was
Bone
malnourished.
structure. Yeah, like bone structure.
The osteoporosis, you were malnourished, especially as like a woman, your body, you need that. Like you lose so much that you need the nutrients and stuff. It's scary. And eating disorders are so prevalent in athletics. So prevalent. Like I think you'd be surprised.
What do you... Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes.
Well, you know so, probably. But really?
And
because you always like see the videos of like soccer girl problems and like their plates are full.
And and at least in my experience, talking. So I've worked for the past 2.5 years
working with athletes.
And I would hear the way they like talk about food and like talk about working out, and I'm like, when are you sleeping? Like, have you eaten breakfast today? Like, what have you eaten today? And even with the males, they'll be like, oh, I had a granola bar at like 9:30. It's like 2 p.m. It's like, and you wonder why you're tired.
Fasting.
Right. But like when you're doing that much, you can't.
You have to like replenish those calories that you're
right.
burning
And
out.
I was talking with one of my students once, and he was like, oh, I've had like 12,000 calories just juice today. I haven't eaten anything. And I was just like,
that's ridiculous.
Right. And even when I was in college, like some of the girls, you're like, are you good?
No, do you think it's like, is bulimia really a thing anymore? Or is it anorexia?
I think it's more anorexia than anything. And like, at least from what I've seen and I've heard about.
I feel like
it's so restrictive. Like, you might not even know because you see them eat, but like, what are they eating? Like, if you're just eating like
just junk, that's
right.
really just empty calories.
Or if you're just eating like vegetables, like you're not getting all the nutrients you need from like a salad every day. I love salads, but like you need more.
You know what's funny? Marcy and Carissima both said that in Iceland and in Norway, you can't find a salad.
That's scary.
Isn't it interesting though?
Yeah.
Because they're all thinner than Americans.
Yeah, well, their food is so different.
Right.
The way their food's processed, the way the food's
right.
grown.
But it's also funny that they can't buy a salad there.
Yeah.
It's like, is salad really a thing? Is it really a healthy thing? I've read a book about, it's called Lectins, right? Mm-hmm. And so most plants at one time were wild, right? Mm-hmm. Well, no wild thing wants to get eaten.
Right, it's like all poisons.
So then it develops its own like poison so that this wolf won't come and eat me.
Right, we're the wolves.
We're the wolves.
Right, I have no idea.
And like that book, like it's called like the Plant Paradox. That book was like, made me wonder.